6:30 having arrived, we'll go ahead and officially call the meeting to order. Has the meeting been properly posted and the roll been taken?
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 2 is the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by Alderman Solis in invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we thank you this evening for allowing us to gather in this chamber. We ask you that you bless us with the guidance so that we can make the right decisions for the city, and that you bless the city. And also bless the aldermen that has served this council. May you help them in their future that they're going to go forward with, and our new council members that are joining us today. May you bless them and give them the guidance so that we continue to be a city that's looking for the right things for the city and its citizens. Amen. And we ask you that you bless us in your son's holy name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you all. Item number 3, our approval of the minutes. 3.1, our approval of the minutes from the March 21st joint planning commission and common council meeting, as well as the March 21st regular council.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes. Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 4, our communications. I don't believe we have any communications this evening. We'll move on to item number 5, which are public comments, and citizens may address the chair at this point of the meeting. Just all I would ask is that you make comments to items that are on the agenda, not for once, no more than a max of 3 minutes. Anyone wish to make public comments at this time?
I just got one little comment.
Could we have you just come up to the microphone? They can hear the recording a little bit better that way. Thank you.
When I had that problem before with the city, I didn't know who my aldermen were. And so, you know, I would just hope that the new people who take over everything, you know, would send out something, or, you know, on our doors or something to let us know who the alderman is and who to contact if there is a problem.
Thank you. And I know your name, but if you could just give your name and the address for the record.
Kelly Newman at 714 Farrell Avenue.
Thank you, Kelly. Okay. Anyone else wish to make public comments? If not, we'll move on to item number 6, which are reports of committee, boards, commissions, and the Delavan Area School District. 6.1 is the Finance Committee and the Financial Report. Alderwoman Deshner-Brand.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Finance Committee met on April 11th at 5 o'clock. The next meeting will be on May 9th at 5. There are a number of items on tonight's agenda. The minutes of the meeting are on file with the city clerk for public inspection. And at this time, I would make a motion to approve the financial report.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 2 are issues that came before the general operations. Alderman Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor. General Operations met on Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. One Delavan citizen spoke regarding the proposed ordinance that will come up later in this meeting regarding vicious dogs. Her dog was attacked and broke a leg and a tooth. Fire Chief O'Neill updated us on the department's plan to provide EMS transport. Our city administrator reported on the county EMS services. The remaining GOC items will come up later in this meeting. The next GOC meeting will be May 2nd at 5:30.
Thank you, Alderman Wilson. Item 6.3 is Planning Commission. Alderman Deezer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Planning Commission met on April 3rd. The meeting minutes are on file with the city clerk for public inspection if he wants to come over. There's at least one item on the agenda for tonight. Next meeting is scheduled for Monday, May 1st at 5 p.m.
Thank you, Alderman Beazer. Item 6.4 are Public Works, Alderwoman Jessica Brandt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Public Works met on March 28th at 5:30. There's items from our meeting on tonight's agenda, and our next meeting will be April 25th at 5:30.
Thank you, Alderwoman Jessica Brandt. Item 6.5 are Town of Delavan Lake Committee, Alderman Beazer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Town of Delavan Lake Committee met on April 5th. There was a number of issues that were brought forward regarding the piers, and there's information that's being pursued pertaining to the DNR and the upcoming dredging lake process and how that will begin again in July, I believe.
Thank you, Alderman Beazer. Item 6.6 is the Library Board of Trustees, Alderwoman Jessica Brandt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Library Board of Trustees has not met since our last council meeting. The next meeting will be April 20th at 5:30.
Thank you, Alderwoman Jessica Brandt. Item 6.7 are Park and Recreation Commission, Alderman Purcell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Everything's looking good with the summer, get the summer program coming out soon. Have everything detailed and what's going on with the mill pond and all that. And then all the seasonal workers are gonna be coming back soon, to get everything done, ready to go. So just kind of look out for that book. If you have any other questions, go online, and if you have any questions, just get a hold of Tom.
Sounds good. Thank you, Alderman Purcell. Item 6.8 is the Communications Commission, Alderman Solis.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have not met since our last council meeting. I got under report.
Thank you, Alderman Solis. Item 6.9 is the Delavan Downtown Project Management Team, Alderwoman Jessica Brandt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Downtown Project Management Team has not met since the last council meeting. The next meeting will be on April 25th at 7 o'clock.
Thank you, Alderwoman Jessica Brandt. Item 6.10 is the Delbrook Golf Commission, Alderman Purcell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Delbrook is open, ready to go. Everything's going good there. Hopefully, we're gonna have a lot of golf this year, a lot of fundraising stuff going on this and that. And of course, I went there today and bought all new swag. Look at this. They've got a whole line of new swag in there, hats, shirts, everything you want. It's great.
All right, thank you, Alderman Purcell. Item 6.11 is the Tourism Commission, Alderman Solis.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We did not meet since our last council meeting. Our next meeting is scheduled for Monday, April 24th at 5 p.m.
Thank you, Alderman Solis. Item number 7 is the Planning Commission, issues that came before the Planning Commission. Item 7.1 is consider an amendment to the existing conditional use permit to allow for expansion of the minor outdoor commercial entertainment accessory land use for a restaurant at 627 South Second Street, located in the Office Neighborhood ON zoning district, applicant Corey.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposed resolution, including the approval of the findings as listed in the report and amendment of the limited conditional use request for existing building located at 627 South Second Street in the Office Neighborhood zoning district for restaurant and a minor outdoor commercial entertainment accessory land use, including the recommended conditions of approval as listed.
Second. There's been a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 8 are issues that came before the Finance Committee. 8.1 is consider the purchase of a Toro Groundsmaster 7210 from Rangers Incorporated out of Sussex at a total cost of $43,595.05.
I would go ahead and make a motion to the purchase of the Toro Groundsmaker 7210 up to the cost of $43,595.05 and move to approve the resolution declaring the 2008 Toro Groundsmaster 7210 mower as surplus property upon the delivery of the new Toro mower.
There's been a motion. Is there a second?
I second it.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderman Purcell.
Yes.
Alderwoman Jessica Brandt.
Yes.
Alderman Payton.
Yes.
Alderman Wilson.
Yes.
Alderman Beazer.
Yes.
Alderman Solis.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 8.2 is consider bids for the construction of a maintenance storage building at Delbrook Golf Course.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve the low bid of $65,924 from BOS Design Building of Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin for the construction of the maintenance building at Delbrook Golf Course.
There's a motion, is there a second?
I second that.
There's a motion and a second, any further discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I just had a couple of comments. Just wanna put out there in, the record that, I feel like this is, something that, there was a lot of questions when they came to the building. And a lot of folks came out and I felt, and I got like mixed messages. I think we spoke to a few people. Some people said that they had agreed to this, to the building. Other people say they didn't agree. I went through the complaint notices. I looked at all of them. A lot of them are a lot of misconceptions of what the size of the building might be. Some gentlemen said the size of the building was gonna be over 30 feet when the scope of the building is 17, something, I think 17 feet from top to bottom. And it's something that's needed. I mean, people said, why is it needed? This is something that, they brought it up, that it's already gone through the commissions and it's been discussed. These commissions are open to the public and I encourage anybody who wants to sit and listen when they can make their case then and there, to find out what's going on. It's a great way to find out what's coming down the line. And, these meetings has happened, and a lot of people said, well, how come we didn't get notified? And, I encourage those citizens to go out and sit in those committees and hear what's happening. And if this is brought up, it's because it is definitely a need. One question I did have, any semis going to be driving up and down to that building? Garbage.
There's garbage trucks that go there sometimes if we're getting materials hauled in, sand, stuff like that, bigger trucks are coming down.
Which you currently have already.
Correct.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman.
I'd like to say something.
Sure.
I was struggling with this one too, and I went out there and I met with Dan and we looked at the site and, the way I understood it, you moved it and everybody was in agreement. And then all of a sudden, the condo association, went the other way. And, I looked at the other site and it might help me, but because people would be nailing it with golf balls all the time. So it doesn't make sense to put it out there in the trees, so there's really no other location. So, I think we gotta just go with it.
Thank you. Any other additional discussion?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor. So I've been present for a number of the meetings pertaining to this in the Golf Commission, and there were a lot of people that showed up. We received a lot of letters in our mailboxes for people that were not happy about that. And I fully expected there to be a crowd of people here today. Quite frankly, I'm disappointed that there isn't. I think that this is the perfect opportunity to address the entire city council at the same time, to voice your concerns and to bring that forward. There is a need for this. My biggest problem is that we don't have any future planning addressing future needs for the golf course. I think that that's an opportunity that we should be looking at starting today. The commission should be putting forth what they're looking in terms of the next 10 to 15 years. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Beazer. I think Alderman Purcell, you wanted to-
I just wanted to comment and say that the golf committee, Dan especially, Mel Newhouse, and Mike Lazzaroni, everyone's worked hard for this. We've heard a number of times, with people talking about it, we had meetings about it, and unfortunately, it is what it is, but we still gotta keep it's a city golf course, we gotta keep it going.
Thank you, Alderman Purcell. Any other discussion? There was a motion and a second. All those, actually, maybe we have a roll call on this.
Alderwoman Deshna Brand,
Yes.
Alderman Bateman,
Yes.
Alderman Wilson,
Yes.
Alderman Beezer,
Yes.
Alderman Solis.
Yes.
Alderman Purcell.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 8.3 is consider award of the contract for the 2023 seal coat project in the amount of $105,378 to Scott Construction Incorporated of Lake Delton, Wisconsin.
I would make a motion to award a contract for the 2023 seal coating project to Scott Construction in the amount not to exceed $105,378 for the streets as listed in the proposal.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderman Baten,
Yes.
Alderman Wilson,
Yes.
Alderman Beezer,
Yes.
Alderman Solis.
Yes.
Alderman Purcell,
Yes.
Alderwoman Deshna Brand.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 8.4 is consider award of the 2023 street and utility reconstruction contract to Payne and Dolan Incorporated out of Kenosha, Wisconsin, at a total cost of $739,231.40.
I'd make a motion to award the 2023 street utility improvements contract to Payne and Dolan Incorporated out of Kenosha, Wisconsin, at a total cost of $739,231.40.
There's been a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderman Wilson,
Yes.
Alderman Beezer,
Yes.
Alderman Solis.
Yes.
Alderman Purcell,
Yes.
Alderwoman Deshna Brand.
Yes.
Alderman Baten.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 8.5 is consider award of the Phoenix Street Sidewalk Improvements construction contract to J.W. Schultz Incorporated out of Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, at a total cost of $88,854.50.
I would make a motion to award the Phoenix Street Sidewalk Improvements Contract to J.W. Schultz Incorporated out of Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, at a total cost of $88,854.50.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderman Beezer,
Yes.
Alderman Solis,
Yes.
Alderman Purcell,
Yes.
Alderwoman Deshna Brand.
Yes.
Alderman Baten.
Yes.
Alderman Wilson.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 8.6 is consider design engineering agreement in an amount not to exceed $43,450 with Batterman Associates for the Race Street drainage basin.
I would make a motion to approve the design engineering proposal for the Ray Street Drainage Basin from Betterman Associates in the amount not to exceed $43,450.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderman Solis.
Yes.
Alderman Purcell,
Yes.
Alderwoman Deshna Brand.
Yes.
Alderman Baten.
Yes.
Alderman Wilson.
Yes.
Alderman Beezer.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 8.7 are approval of bills.
I'd make a motion to approve warrant 2023-03.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 9 are issues that came before the General Operations Committee. 9.1 is consider a Class A fermented malt beverage and intoxicating liquor license application for Family Dollar Store, number 21395, located at 416 East Walworth Avenue. Priscilla Santos is the agent.
I'll make a motion that we deny the Class A fermented malt beverage and intoxicating liquor license for Family Dollar at 416 East Walworth Avenue due to the location and an inappropriateness for the activity.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
A lot of little kids go in there and then you're within you're pretty close to the church there and that's the main reason. We didn't want packaged liquor or alcohol served there. We'd had to change an ordinance as well, and we're not gonna do that.
Is there any other further discussion?
Seems like there's a lot of places that you could get both very close by. We don't need another spot.
I mean, yeah, it's getting to the point where everyone's filing for liquor license for that.
We're looking at putting a limit on it.
There's gotta be a limit, I mean, I'm getting tired of bear trucks running down the street.
So alcohol is an important part of the community, but there is a sense of quality or quantity. And I think that adding alcohol at a Family Dollar location is not speaking to quality.
Thank you for the comments. Any other final discussion? If not, there's been a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 9.2 is consider approval of a temporary Class B fermented malt beverage license for Cinco de Mayo.
I'll move to approve a temporary Class B fermented malt beverage license for Cinco de Mayo.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 9.3 is consider approval of a temporary Class B fermented malt beverage and temporary Class B wine licenses for the downtown wine walks and beer walks.
I'll move to approve a temporary beer and wine license for the wine walks on May 20th and November 18th, and the beer walk on October 21st.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 9.4 is consider approval of a temporary Class B fermented malt beverage and temporary Class B wine license for the Phoenix Park Bandshell Summer Concert Series.
I'll move to approve a temporary beer and wine license for the Friends of Phoenix Bandshell events at Phoenix Park as listed in the report.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I second it.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 9.5 is consider expansion of the licensed premise description for Pete's Parkside Pub.
I'll move to approve the expanded premise description for Pete's Parkside Pub to allow alcohol consumption outside the regular premise for the event specifically authorized with the street privilege permit from the city.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
We just must make sure that we can get fire trucks down there. So, Chief O'Neill made that statement.
That's right in front of this area, right? Like last year he did? Same thing? Okay. Yeah, 'cause they can go through the main drag and up by Danila's for a fire truck.
All right. Any other discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 9.6 is consider approval of an expanded premise description to include a sidewalk cafe at Box and Burlap.
I'll move to approve the expanded premise description for Box and Burlap liquor license to allow alcohol to be served in their sidewalk cafe area.
There's a motion and is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 9.7 is consider proposed changes to the municipal code of ordinances title 7, chapter 1, section 5 regarding vicious dogs.
I'll move to approve the proposed ordinance amending Title 7, Chapter 1, Section 5 regarding vicious dogs.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Mr. Mayor, so dogs are part of family life, and as such, owners are responsible for the behavior of their dogs. There's nothing to be said more about that. Vicious dogs are not under the control of their owners, and they have no business being part of our city culture. If we have vicious dogs, we need to be able to take care of those problems right away. There are opportunities for dogs that have made mistakes through this ordinance, but we're not going to tolerate anyone getting hurt from a dog.
Any other further discussion?
My only thought on this was myself included, and a lot of other people I know have invisible fences in their yard. Is that considered leash? I have a lot of people that will come onto my property when the dogs are out, because their dog runs across the yard, but my dogs don't leave my yard. So for people that have that kind of fence, is that considered a leash, or can you no longer use an invisible fence?
Good question. The whole idea is that your dog has to be under control. If your dog's trained and you have the invisible fence, we don't have a problem with it. Where we have a problem is when the dog acts out in a way that harms another person. So that's where we're trying to work through. And there's gonna be several different scenarios that could happen. Somebody comes on your property and your dog bites them. Listen, that's why we have a way that you could come to the GOC, you could explain to them, and they can make a decision on that. So there's some reasonableness built into this. We don't, just because a dog does something, that doesn't automatically mean that it's vicious. That answer your question?
It does. I guess, is there a way to write in this, in any way, because it says muzzled and on a leash? Like, is there a way to say contained in this order?
That's off premises.
Okay, this is only for off premises. That's kind of what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah.
And the problem that we have is there's so many different scenarios. Every one of these dog issues that we've had are unique. So we can't possibly write those into the ordinance.
Makes sense, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Chief, for addressing those questions, and our city attorney. Any other discussion? Seeing and hearing none, there's been a motion, a second. All in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 9.8 is consider amending the municipal code of ordinances to add Title 10, Chapter 6, operation of golf carts, low-speed vehicles, all-terrain vehicles, utility vehicles on city streets.
Mayor, I'll make a motion that we approve the addition of a Title 10, Chapter 6 to the municipal code of ordinances to allow the use of golf carts, low-speed vehicles, all-terrain vehicles, and utility vehicles on city streets.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Yeah, the county passed this and it was leaving it up to the cities to create their own ordinances. And many of the cities around us are creating this, we're going to be in the same ballpark as the rest of them. And the ordinances are pretty well written so that they have to have liability insurance, and we just think it's gonna work, and there's a lot of people that have asked me to bring this forward.
Any additional discussion?
I think this is healthy in terms of allowing responsible citizens to have alternative means of transportation throughout the city. And this makes sense from a future growth standpoint.
Any other discussion?
Now, this is not on Main Street, it's only side streets only, correct? For golf carts?
It's outlined in the, yes, you can't go on Highway 50.
That's what I'm saying, like,
Right.
You also can't go across grass, so keep that in mind.
All right, any other questions, discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 10 is presentation of plaques to outgoing alder persons. And at this time, we've got 3 outgoing council members. And so I just want to say to each outgoing member, we appreciate your service to the community. I know staff and all of us have appreciated the opportunity to work with you. And although you may be leaving us in an official capacity up here as part of this body, I know all of you will continue to be very active, not only on boards and commissions, but in our community, making a difference each and every day, like you did before you got elected. So that's encouraging, and we're not completely saying goodbye. And I just wanted to, at this time, recognize, and I'll start and kind of go down the way here, Bob Dayton, in recognition and appreciation of dedicated service to the city of Delavan and his people as an alderman for the year 2022 and 2023, presented this 18th day of April 2023 by the Mayor Ryan Schrader. Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. And obviously, not only your dedication, but to the community, but specifically to the first aldermanic district. And so next we have Carrie Deschner Brandt in recognition also and appreciation of dedicated service to the city of Delavan and its people as alderman and also as the council president, 2018 through 2023, presented this 18th day of April 2023. Again, thank you for your service on this board and the impacts that you've made to the community and specifically to the second aldermanic district. Next, we have Tommy Purcell in recognition and appreciation of dedicated service to the city of Delavan and its people as alderman from 2023 through 2020, from 2020 through 2023, presented this 18th day of April 2023. And again, thank you, Tommy, for your service to this community and to specifically the constituents in the 3rd aldermanic district. It's kind of customary that those that are leaving, if they'd like an opportunity to say a few words themselves, I can welcome that. If anyone wants to, I don't want to put anyone on the spot, you don't have to.
I would like to say a couple things.
Okay.
I mean,
Alderman Purcell?
it could take an hour, but I'll make it. 37 years ago, I moved here and the city brought me in and I loved it. And I'll tell you, everyone I see out there, Mark Windor, Jim Hansen, Tom, Dan, Mel Noonhouse, everyone, Nick, T, everyone. You guys have been so good. It's been an honor to work with all of you. You know, the 490 building, Andy especially, all the city workers, and our city attorney. If it wasn't for him, he keeps us in line, so everything's been great. You know, we're not going anywhere. We're not. We're gonna be here. But we're just got different things that we wanna do in life, and I'm still gonna be staying on a few things in the city, and I'll still be here, but yeah, it's never thought about it this morning when this day came, and all of you have been just great. I mean, the city workers and police department, fire department. I don't think I could ask to live in a better town ever in my life or a city than Delavan. And I want everyone to know I appreciate you bringing me in here 37 years ago and where I'm at right now. And my heart goes out to everyone, all of you. I love all of you. Just, I don't know what else to say. I don't want to cry right now. If anyone's got a handkerchief, like I do, don't let my head. Delbert, love it. But no, it's been a roller coaster for me. Very busy person with everything in my life, but it's just, I'm one of those affectionate people where I see good with everyone, and I think Calvin's gonna do a phenomenal job taking my spot. I can see it already. He's got half the board here already. But yeah, it's just being on the band shell, dealing with that, helping with them, and just, I don't think you can ask for a better town, I really do. We're not Lake Geneva, nor do we want to be a Lake Geneva. We are Delavan, and that's the way it's gonna be. Thank you.
Well, I guess I've also been living here a while. It's been 24 years, but that's odd because I'm only 22. But ditto to what Tommy was saying, really enjoyed meeting new people and getting to know people in the community and getting to know people at the city. And I'll definitely be probably watching from Zoom because it's a little bit more comfortable at my house. But I will stay active in the community as always, and I definitely would have stayed on if I could. I had some family things to take care of, so I think Megan's gonna do an amazing job taking over, so thank you.
One more thing I wanna. Brian here, 2 years in, he's doing a great job. Thank you.
I would like to echo the sentiments of my other alderpersons over here. I have truly been honored. I was appointed last May or last June, appointed last June, to fill in. And my hope was to continue, and I was more honored than I could ever tell you to be asked to join this great group of people. It's been my pleasure, my honor to work and live in this community for the last 26 years. And I was hoping that my particular health condition would improve. And it's gotten a tiny bit better, but I need to focus on kind of my health and getting stronger. Still gonna teach, still gonna coach. Just can't quite pick up this third leg of the triathlon. But I get all the credit in the world for you guys and gals who spent so much time here and put in so many hours to help make our community better. You do fantastic work, and I've been impressed, and like I said again, humbled to work with you guys and gals and everybody here at the city, everybody, all the older people. And I know that the incoming class is going to do equally as well. So thank you again so much for the honor, the privilege of being an alderperson.
Thank you. Thank you all, and you'll be missed, but I know we'll have opportunities to continue to work together to benefit our community. So thank you all. With that, is there a motion to adjourn, sign, die?
So move.
Second.
Motion and a second, any further discussion? Seeing here none, we will take a 5-minute recess and come back. We'll officially call the meeting to order. Has the meeting been properly posted and the roll been taken?
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 2 is swearing in of new alderpersons. I will hand it over to our city clerk at this time and swear in Karen Sem of the 1st District and Megan Armstrong Garcia from the 2nd District and Calvin Square from the 3rd District.
Karen first. All right, you can stay there.
Oh, good.
All right. I, Karen Sun,
I, Karen Sem,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of Alderman to the best of my ability.
discharge the duties of the office of Alderman to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right, I, Megan Armstrong Garcia,
I, Megan Armstrong Garcia,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of
and
Wisconsin,
the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of Alderman
discharge the duties of the office of Alderman
to the best of my ability,
To the
so
best.
help me God.
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
I, Calvin Square,
I, Calvin Square,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially
and will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of the office of Alderman
discharge the duties of the office of Alderman
to the best of my ability,
to the
so
best
help
of
me
my
God.
abilities, so help me God.
Well, welcome officially to our 3 new incoming city council members. And item number 3 is just the mayor's comments. I'll just be brief, but again, welcome. We look forward to working with each and every one of you. For some would say that a turnover of 3 new council members would be a pretty big deal, and it is a big deal. The fact that a few of us were through this not that long ago, 3 years ago to be exact, where we had a rollover of 5 new city council members. So 3 will, I think, be easier for staff and the council as a whole, because now we've got some other your counterparts from your other districts that can be mentors as well. And so look forward to serving with all of you. Obviously, you saw some of the members, the outgoing members, and so that, I know they wish you well, and they'll be a resource as well. And it's a support group to continue to work together and better our community, and I know each and every one of our new members will do just that. In addition to some other comments, I would just say that we've been doing a pretty good job, I think, in a lot of ways. And again, it's been that teamwork, and I expect that to certainly continue. In the area specifically, I know we're gonna have to certainly look to address public safety, as always, is a high priority in the area of police, fire, and EMS. So you'll see later on in this agenda that I had promised, I know actually former Mayor Mel is here with us tonight in the audience. He actually created this ad hoc committee a few years ago to look at how we can address police and fire and other things in the police department, and we're bringing that back. It will look pretty much in many ways the same, but a little revamped at the same time. And I look forward to continuing to work in good cooperation and in tandem with our schools, and continuing to build on those relationships that have gotten better each and every year as we go along, because obviously when our schools are doing well, our community is doing better. When we're doing well, our schools are doing better. So it's teamwork. People on this side of me can attest to that, individually we can only do so much, but when we're collectively working together, and it's all right to have different ideas and different thoughts, and welcome that debate and sharing of ideas and hashing it all out, and coming up with the best policies and programs and services that serve all of you and the people that we serve. So I'm excited to get to work and continue that work with each and every one of our new members, and collectively as this new city council. So thank you. Item number 4 is election of council president and vice president. Nomination by council members. We'll start with a nomination for council president. Is there a nomination?
I move to nominate Alderman Paul Wilson for council president.
There's a motion, or a nomination, I should say. Are there any, I suppose, it's been a while since we did. Any other nominations, I should say? Any other nominations for council
I
president?
will second that nomination.
There's some, I should probably say it one more time just to be on the safe side. So are there any other nominations for council president? Hearing none, there's been a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Congratulations, Council President Wilson. Moving on to nominations for Council Vice President. Are there any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Matt Beazer for Vice President of Council.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. Are there any other nominations for Council Vice President? Final time, are there any other nominations for Council Vice President? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Congratulations, Vice President Beazer.
Thank you.
Moving on to item number 5, our elections to boards and commissions upon nomination by the mayor. 5.1 is the City Planning Commission for 1 term, majority vote required. Succeeding Ryan Schrader is myself, Ryan Schrader. Succeeding Matt Beazer is Matt Beazer. Is there a motion?
I'll move to approve the mayor's nomination for City Planning Commission.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 5.2 is the Development Review Board. Majority vote is required. Succeeding Matt Beazer is Matt Beazer. Is there a motion?
I'll move to approve the mayor's nomination for Development Review Board.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 6 are appointments. 6.1 is the mayor's appointment of city officers upon recommendation of the city administrator, subject to council approval, majority vote required. City treasurer Jennifer Weezy and director of public works Mark Wendorf. Is there a motion?
I'll move to approve the mayor's appointments for treasurer and director of public works.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 6.2 is mayor's appointment of city attorney, subject to council approval, majority vote required. Stephen,
I'll make a motion to approve the mayor's appointment of city attorney Stephen Cook.
Second.
there's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. I greatly appreciate it. It's been a pleasure serving you the last 16 years, and I hope to continue to do so in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cook. Item 6.3 is mayor's appointment of weed commissioner, no vote necessary, is Mike Simons. Is there a motion? Oh, there is no vote, sorry, I just read that too. Item 6.4 are mayor's appointment of council committee members, designation of committee chairpersons, and vice chairpersons as the second. So the first name read is a chairperson, the second name read is the vice chair of that committee. As it relates, and there's no vote necessary. Public Works would be Alderman Beazer, Alderman Solis, and Alderman Wilson. Finance Committee is myself, Alderman Solis, and Alderwoman Megan Armstrong Garcia. For General Operations is Alderman Wilson, Alderman Square, and Alderwoman Sen. Again, no vote necessary. Item 6.5 is mayor's appointment to the Town of Delavan Lake Committee. Voting members subject to the council approval, majority vote required. Succeeding Matt Beazer is Matt Beazer. Is there a motion?
So
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 6.6 is mayor's appointment of citizens to committees, boards, and commissions, subject to council approval, effective May 1st, majority vote required. Public Works Committee, succeeding Corey Kunine is Corey Kunine. And I believe, or we could just take these all at once unless there's an objection and to this. So I'll just read them all off if that's okay. General Operations, a 2-year term, succeeding Calvin Square is Bernice Solis. The Finance Committee, succeeding Kevin Armstrong, is Nicole Olson. Planning Commission, succeeding Will Kahapka, is Will Kahapka, as well as succeeding Bruce DeWitt, Bruce DeWitt. Communications Commission, succeeding Mary Burke, is Mary Burke. Succeeding Celine Henriot is Celine Henriot. Board of Appeals, a 3-year term, succeeding Will Kahapka is Will Kahapka. Succeeding Steve Cass is Bruce DeWitt. I also do have a vacant position, so if anyone, and as well as an alternate, so if anyone from our community is interested in potentially serving on Board of Appeals, please let myself or city administrator, city clerk, any of the council members, and I'm happy to consider that as well. In addition, we've got Delbrook Golf Commission, a 3-year term, succeeding Mel Neuenheis is Mel Neuenheis. Succeeding Sandy Tees is Sandy Tees. Downtown Project Management Team, also a 3-year term, succeeding Eric Forrestal as a resident member is Eric Forrestal. Succeeding Esley Garcia is Esley Garcia. Succeeding Betsabe Cano Castillo is Betsabe Cano Castillo. Parks and Recreation Commission, succeeding David Maliso is David Maliso. Succeeding Dawn Salas is Tommy Purcell. Aram Library Board, position vacated by Kelly Dennis is Carrie Deschner Brandt. Public, actually, why don't we, if there's no objection, we'll go ahead and approve all of those, if there's a motion. So move. There's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. And I wanted to take this next one, specifically because, and separately because there has been some talk about the Public Safety Task Force and bringing that back. And, again, it will be something that this council and city staff and our residents, we want to certainly get feedback in areas of all types of public safety. Again, police, fire, and EMS services. So with that in mind, we've got actually 3 citizen appointments at this time for that, which would be Keith Kalanda, Terry Freeman, and I do have 1 vacant. Technically, I did reach out to someone. I'm waiting to hear back and get confirmation on that. So at this time, it would be to approve Keith Kalanda and Terry Freeman. Is there a motion?
So move.
There's a motion and is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussions? All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 6.7 is mayor's appointment of Board of Appeals chairperson. Succeeding Will Kahapka is Bruce DeWitt. And is there a motion for that? No vote. Oh, there's no vote necessary. Thank you. 6.8 is the mayor's appointment of the Planning Commission chairperson. No vote necessary. Succeeding Ryan Schrader is myself. Item 6.9 are mayor's appointments of council members to boards and commissions, subject to council approval. Majority vote required. Delbrook Golf Commission, succeeding Tommy Purcell is Calvin Square. Lake Comus Protection and Rehabilitation Districts, succeeding Ryan Schrader is myself. Parks and Recreation Commission, succeeding Tommy Purcell is Megan Armstrong Garcia. Library Board of Trustees is succeeding Carrie Deschner Brandt, it's Karen Seventh. Police and Fire Commission succeeding Paul Wilson is Paul Wilson. Communications Commission succeeding Luis Solis is Luis Solis. Community Development Authority succeeding Tommy Purcell is Megan Armstrong Garcia. And succeeding Matt Beazer would be Calvin Square. Tourism Commission succeeding Luis Solis and Bob Baton are Luis Solis and Karen Sun. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 6.10, Mayor's appointment of alderpersons to task force and downtown project management team. 1-year terms, no vote necessary. Task force on homelessness and poverty succeeding Paul Wilson is Paul Wilson. Downtown project management team succeeding Carrie Deschner Brandt is Matt Beazer. And again, bringing back the public safety task force. We'll have Paul Wilson chairing that, as well as Megan Armstrong Garcia, the vice chair of that public safety task force meeting. No vote necessary. Approval by council resolution 7.1, our official depositories, First National Bank and Trust Company, State of Wisconsin Local Government Investment Pool. Is there a motion?
I move to approve the proposed resolution naming official depositories.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 7.2 is the official publication. Is there, Delavan Enterprise, is there a motion?
I move to approve the proposed resolution naming the official publication.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 8 are public comments. Citizens again may address the chair at this point in the meeting. Please limit your comments to once for more than 2 minutes. Are there anyone in the public that wishes to speak at this time? Seeing and hearing none, we'll move on to item number 9, which are suggested future agenda items. Do we have any future suggested agenda items at this time? And certainly, you'll often hear me say at this point in the meeting that if there aren't any at this point, that's okay, but you can certainly reach out to myself. Again, our city administrator, city clerk, and we're happy to put those items on the council agenda for future discussion. With that, item number 10 is recess to close session. 10.1 is pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.85 and E, deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, investing in public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session regarding offer to purchase city-owned land at 611 Ann Street. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
So move.
There's a motion. Is there a second? Second. There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderman Square,
Yes.
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia,
Yes.
Alderwoman Sun,
Yes.
Alderman Wilson,
Yes.
Alderman Beazer,
Yes.
Alderman Solis.
Yes.
Motion passes, and again, we'll take a brief recess and before we go into closed session.